What's up, guys? MindWarrior here, or Christian, and today we have another interview for the MPL Season 3. And with me I have the champion himself, Dan, coach of the St. Louis Sableyes.
Okay, guys, calm down with the applause. Calm down. It's fine. I'm here. But yo, what's going on, people? MPL people out there. My name is Dan, otherwise known as Danekii. You're head coach of the champion team, St. Louis Sableyes.
So, as just mentioned, you did win the championship, so there's really not much to talk about on how your performance last season and any thought. But just if you can, just give me some thoughts on your draft your draft last season, how well you did last season, stuff. Just your thoughts.
Well, last season, I remember a lot of people went on me for having Rhydon over Hyperior and Armaldo. Those were two Pokemon that people were like, Dan, why do you have these? They're fucking trash. And I'm like, no. First of all, Hyperior is ugly. Period.
True.
And second of all, when it comes down to Armaldo is a phenomenal spinner. I don't care what anyone says. Fortissimo has a place in my heart.
Yeah.
So from my last season draft, I had like probably one of the most broken megas of the meta, being Mega Metacham.
Yeah.
I had an insane speed Pokemon with Tornadus Therian. I had Solarwark and Magnezone, Nidoqueen, Goodra, Emboar, Armaldo. I had Chestnut. I had Cresselia. I had Regis. I had a really, really solid team last season.
Yeah.
And it definitely showed. And like, I will accept two of the losses that I had last season, being against the Leeds Rhyhorns, phenomenal battler, and
Yeah.
every time it's always close, but he keeps on beating me. And then there's against the Wolverhampton Weavouts. I'll also bow myself down there. He beat me fair and square, but the one match against the Sacramento Kingdras, week 3, I lost to an Ice Punch Freeze and a double hit crit.
I know how that feels.
The anchors. Oh. I had a sub-Salac belly drum chestnut ready on the go to sweep. I had a Tornadus that was going to pick up, but no. All the windows, everything was thrown out.
That's rough.
But after that, I was like, nah. After the loss against Jordy, I'm like, nah, it's time to step up. It's time to show these people what I got.
And you stepped up in a big way by putting the final cap and beating Blake in the finals.
I mean, if we go through the playoffs, I very carefully took care of Dench in a 4-0 in round 1. Elegantly slid on to destroy Bliss with a SD Zoroark in the conference finals. And just spinning in the Pokeball with a 2-0 victory against the Baltimore Braviaries.
Yeah, that was a good match, that championship. And I applaud you for winning the championship last season.
Thank you. But we're not here to listen to me talk about my old draft, are we now?
No, we are here to talk about this season. So, talk to me about your thoughts on your draft, your thoughts going into it, and your first couple picks, and just your thought process through the entire draft.
Going into this draft, I had really no plan to begin with. And it was coming up close before I decided that I figured out I want to franchise a Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And that had to be my channel mascot, Goodra, because she's kind of thick.
Of course, and Goodra is not a mon to laugh at all. It's
base 100 attack, base 110 special attack, fucking base 150 special defense. 80 base speed is nothing to laugh at, and a 90 HP stat.
No, Goodra's a total threat, especially in the format.
And the coverage it gets for both its sides of attack, oh my god.
Sap Zipper, Power Whip, Outrage.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
I ran that. I ran that against
Flames.
Pfizer week 7 last season. He killed a Swampert.
Goodra is so powerful.
Oh, it's amazing. So I decided to pick that up, and to the beginning, like the round 1 pick, I was not really around, and I didn't really know what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was badly positioned. Seriously, Boat? I had this problem recording my draft analysis for CPL too. But Anyways, so Landorus Iron Volcanion instantly went. I did not even sweat that. Latios got franchised, so that was out of the question.
Yeah.
Latios, Excadrill, Manaphysis, or Victini, and Azumarill all gone. I wanted Ostu, and he got picked one before me.
Ooh.
So, I mean, the best thing that was still around, I decided to pick up, which was the, the speed demon himself of the Ice and Dark type, Weavile.
Yeah, and Weavile's one of the best offensive threats in the format. I mean,
Weavile and Mamoswine.
Yeah, and that the ice typing, especially a stab knockoff, is nothing to laugh at either.
Exactly, and then also like the funny beat up.
Some
cash plans.
I keep
so
excited.
I got Weavile, and then of course my franchise round went because I was so far back, so I got Goodra.
Mm-hmm.
And then round 3 came around, and Pokemon that I have a personal close to heart with is Greninja, Torrent Ninja.
Yeah,
I know I'm building up quite the fighting weakness, but Ninja is just, to me, it means a lot just having it there.
Oh, yeah.
Instant coverage, spike stacking, and just generally the entire thing about what Greninja does.
Yeah, and even without the protein ability, it still packs a huge punch.
Indeed. But yeah, so I decided Greninja, that's something I wanted. And I did a trade with Denshbi, my wifey, for the Mega Round pick, because I was last.
Ooh.
And all the Megas are gone by then.
Yeah.
But Dench was high up, and he was like, yo, dude, I got you. I'll give you this pick, and you can take, we can trade another pick later. And we did. I traded round 5 for round 4. And Mega Lopunny went, which I knew, because I talked to Mystic prior. Mega Charizard, I was kind of more so expecting Guard, but Bliss chose what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Medicham went to Aura, because that's basically a Champion's Mega. Venusaur went, and I was like, oh, thank God it didn't get picked. Give me my Mega Latios.
I'm so surprised it lasted that long in the Mega Round. To me, Mega Latios is one of the most broken Megas in the format.
Which is why I wanted it so bad. I got it too, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, the insane bulk, and with still having a pretty nice speed stat and attack stats.
Base 110, base 100, and base 140 in the offenses, with speed, of course, and then 120 and 150 in Spadetta.
Yeah, and comparatively to Mega Latios, which is mostly on the offensive side, Mega Latios can just do anything. Even without an item on it, it's still a huge, without the versatility of having an item on it, it still is a huge threat.
Exactly. And then, next round we start getting into the points, and this is where we had to plan a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the first round I knew I wanted a tier 1. Didn't really know which one I wanted, but since I got pushed back because of the trade I did, I saw things going like Skarmory Cliff. I don't know why Thunder's T went. I'm still questioning that, but each to their own. But the round went, and I saw Gothitelle, and I wanted to use that sneaky assassin. Because Shadow Tag is legal, we have Mega Latios, we have a Goodra, it's the bulk, and the offense is like, I'm loving it, but I don't like my weakness to fighting and knockoff.
Yeah, the knockoff weakness I do see in the beginning of your draft, but you did cover up especially the fighting weakness with Gothitelle and Latios very well. And
I picked that up, and the knockoff weaknesses gets secured a bit as well.
Yeah.
Not to the best of my abilities, but it's what I can do with a point-based draft. Yeah,
point-based does put a little limitation on, but I think you covered up, although you didn't cover up the weakness, in my opinion, fully, the dark weakness or the knockoff weakness, I think knockoff is something that you can very much work around with your draft.
So I decided to get a Registeel, though, because fat. Hazards. Steel type.
Yeah, Registeel.
Dragon resist. Ice resist.
Yeah, it's good. It's a really good bulk mon, and especially the ability to get Stealth Rocks is really nice as well.
And then Thunder Wave, and then Iron Head if we want to be like a bad Jirachi.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, but after that, I was like, okay, it's time to pick up an old classic here. It's time to pick up the pig. The bacon has been served.
She's one of the biggest threats. I mean, one of the most underrated threats. This thing is just
Extra
a
reckless.
immense wall breaker.
Dude, head smash, flare blitz, wild charge, superpower, done.
Easy 6-0 sweep, done.
Where's your switch in?
That's right there.
Also sucker punch, earthquake, scald, fire blast, focus blast.
Yeah, I mean, the thing gets so much offensive coverage, it's ridiculous.
Too bad it's just so frail. Like, bearing its HP, its defenses are shit.
Yeah, and its speed stat does hinder it a little bit, but slap a scarf on that thing and nothing wants to switch in.
Exactly. And then right before, like, I didn't have any intentions of Jolteon. I know Jolteon is good, but I wanted something a bit more mixed.
Yeah,
Right before me, Electros got picked.
Ooh.
And I was like, God damn it. And up to this moment, I've not been snagged once. And
Yeah.
then came Electros, and I was like, damn it.
But Jolteon is still not a bad pick at all. It's
No, definitely not.
It pairs well with the nice speed stats of you have a lot of fast threats in Weavile, Greninja, Jolteon that can bring a lot of power as well. So, although Jolteon wasn't what you were looking for, I think it still is a very nice mon to have.
Substitute.
Just Thunder Wave everything. Or Scarf Jolteon. Scarf Jolteon to outspeed everything.
Wish passing Jolteon new meta. But at the point of this, I was like, oh, okay, so I need a spin blocker.
Mm-hmm.
I need a electric immunity, and I need a fairy type. There were 3 types I needed covered, and I only had 2 more picks, and I was like, what in the world can I do to cover this? So I was trying to look up, like, is there any like fairy combos I can do? And there weren't. And I was looking at ground, and I'm like, there is Golurk. There is Golurk, and that is a ground ghost type, so it's a full switch stopper and a spin blocker. Not really serving as good of a job as Cofagrigus did, but it'll have to do. And Golurk is also another Rockmon. It gets Iron Fist, it gets No Guard Dynamic Punch.
Yeah.
It's one I'm not familiar with it, but it's something I can definitely see myself taking advantage of.
Yeah, I've used Golurk a couple times in the format, and it really does a lot. Like, of course, the Stealth Rocker, it can be a huge offensive threat, especially with the No Guard ability, and getting, although unstab, a nice dynamic punch off on Rui and on everything. And although it is limited a little bit in the physical ghost category, because there aren't a lot of moves that really get keen to it.
And one of its best stabs off the ghost side is Shadow Punch.
Yeah, and Phantom Force, which can be easily predicted. It still does bring a lot of versatility, and I do like the idea of a spin blocker, because, again, nothing really wants to switch into a Golurk's Earthquake.
That is true. Of course, except bearing a flying type, of course, but...
Yeah.
Or a resist, but anything neutral doesn't want to switch in.
No.
And then, of course, we were sitting with the big issue of a fairy type. All the good fairies were gone.
Yeah, and they're so...
Florges was gone, Clefable, Togekiss, Whimsicott. Like, all the main fairies that are good were gone. Diancie was even gone at this point. So I was like, how many fairies are there left that isn't, like, NFE?
Well, I mean, Eviolite Clefairy is always an option.
Yeah, it's always an option.
I mean, it tanks hits.
It doesn't really do the same thing as Clefable does.
Yeah, this is true.
So I was looking into it, I'm like, Slurpuff could be an interesting Pokemon. And Courtney, the goddamn cupcake, is here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how you use Slurpuff, because I've also drafted Slurpuff once, and it's a very interesting mon, because it can do, although its stats are very mild, it does have the ability to go offense, like has so much setup moves in Calm Mind and Belly Drum.
Citrus
Yeah.
plus
Unburden.
Citrus plus Unburden.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how you use Slurpuff this season because it has. I haven't really seen it do well in the format, but I think it has the opportunity to do well.
That's also what I was looking into, which is why I was so worried when I picked up Slurpuff, because that is the thing with it. It doesn't really do the greatest of jobs in the format. And, you know, just like Hoopa can find, I kind of want to show that it can.
Yeah, and I think it does have the capability.
I don't have Hoopa here. I have Hoopa in another league, and I'm going to make Hoopa work there as I'm going to make Slurpuff work here.
Yeah, I believe you definitely have the ability to do so.
I just need to get this rust brushed off, because right now, for those of you who have seen this from my channel coming in here, you guys have seen TBU week 1. Absolute carnage. I got 5. Like, I killed the fortress and I got swept by Megalteria.
Yeah, I heard.
That was harsh. And then, I mean, the game, as of like the interview, I'm assuming this is gonna go up sometime in a while. Not too. I don't know. When are you planning on getting these up?
I'm not sure yet, but probably before week 1 videos are posted.
Yeah, so this is not exactly up tomorrow.
No.
No, okay, so you guys have seen week 2 by now too, which, I mean, spoiler to you, but not to everyone else. I had that game pretty solid until Scarf Tornadus Therian decided to kill my entire team.
Oh, that's rough.
I sat up 6-3 until Mega Diancie killed Megaudino, which was fair enough.
Yeah.
And then I killed Megaudino and Thundurus died to Life Orb Recoil. And from there, I sent in Accelgor because I had the brilliant idea of Choice Specs Hyper Beam to take him down.
That's amazing.
And I had the moment. Tornadus was in front of me. I had Accelgor. It was like, click the button. But he was Choice Scarf, and I'm like, no.
Oh no. I would never expect that.
The meme.
The meme is what won.
But I lost that match, and I was like, oh god damn it. And next week I play Mono Tui.
Oh.
And then I have Baltimore Blake here. Like, I need just to get back into it. I need some practice matches and some sparring.
Get them. Go train in the mountains.
Yeah, you see, we were talking about this in the other call before this. In Norway, we have the sea to the one side and the mountains to the other. I'm just gonna disappear for like a week or so and just train. Gonna pull a red, go to Mount Silver.
And just trade for a week and come back and just wreck lives.
Yeah, we're taking them. We're taking all of them.
So, now, speaking of other players, as I've talked about, because I've just had the past 2 interviews have been with coaches in your division. Your division...
I know you talked to Blake.
Yeah, and I talked to, of course, before I butcher the name again, as the joke will be, Leeds Rhyhorns, the coach.
Oh, Jordy.
Yeah.
Jocalisk.
And both of them had the overwhelming response of that this is going to be the hardest division this season.
Oh, I definitely agree with them.
Yeah,
like, I have nothing on the other division. I like a lot of the people there, like Visor, Mystic, Asteroid. I like basically everyone in there. But I feel like the drafts of the Moon division compared to the Sun division is so much more difficult, and I feel like based on like the level of where people have been, you see me and Blake, which were in the Pokeball last season, we were in the same division. Jocalisk, Jordy, Leeds Rhyhorns, whatever you prefer or refer to, he probably would have won Season 1 if he decided to stay, but he decided to cut out in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't want to play anymore. And then in Season 2, he left midway.
Yeah.
So, once again, another formidable foe who constantly keeps on winning. But, I don't know, he just drops out. Then there's Poi, which I'm god to hell hoping that he's gotten a little bit better. Because, I mean, let's just face it, I don't know, I speak from the heart, and Poi did terrible last season. He started to pick it up, but he doesn't calc, he doesn't prep adequately, and it's sad.
Yeah.
And then we got Cypher, who's got a Volcanion and a Curon Black.
Two most broken mods in the format so far.
And then we add up, like, we have Dinge, which, like, I mean, sometimes me and him have the same thing where we say we're kind of bad, but we really aren't. It's a running thing in that relationship. And his draft is also really good. It's pretty water heavy, but it's still really good.
Yeah, all the teams.
He has the luck of having an 11th mon just like Blake.
Yeah, and looking at Blake's team and talking with Blake, and then talking with Jocalisk and looking at his team, both are very well built teams and have a lot of threats on them from what I've seen. And even your team as well has a lot of threats and it's going to be very interesting. And it's like I've said in previous interviews, it's probably going to come down to the final couple weeks of the season to really determine who's going to the playoffs.
And that's definitely how I'm seeing it too. Like, I feel like how it's going to be is that, like, in Sun and Moon, it's going to be very even all the way. Maybe one or two who will slip. It will be a very close race.
Oh, definitely.
And then you have the Moon, or the Sun division. I mean, you mess these up too much because it's Sun and Moon, not Moon and Sun. But I'm in Moon division, so it's messing with my head. But in the Sun division, I feel like there's going to be, like, the same, there's going to be the same two who are going to run house on all the others. Which, in my opinion, from looking at the drafts and stuff, is going to be Mystic and Aura, because Mystic has Lando Eye and Megalopony. Aura has Mega Medicham and Landorus Darien.
Jeez.
I rest my case.
Yeah. It's hard to compete.
A lot of the other teams, like, for example, the Sin City Star Raptors has a Sand team with Hippowdon and Excadrill. Chicago Chandelures has something with Mega Sableye and Mew and Hydreigon.
Yeah.
And, like, he has a really solid team too, but I feel like just by experience and who's, like, I know Bizer's really good as well. Like, I know a lot of these people are good, but I feel like Aura, based on, like, his skill, and Mystic with his team is just going to run over the other ones.
Oh, yeah, I can totally see that happening. But I think it will still be interesting to see what happens with the other divisions.
Interesting. That's a prediction on mine. Like, I think there's two from each going on to playoffs.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be Mystic and Aura from Sun. And it's really hard to tell from Moon.
Yeah. And now this kind of leads into my next question. Are there any drafts that really stick out to you? I know you've discussed some of them so far, but any, like, one or two drafts that really stick out to you that you have to watch out for this season?
Well, there is, despite the questionable Mega Glalie is terrifying.
Yeah.
Blake's Mega Glalie, like, his draft in general, scares me. Like I mentioned, Cypher. And Volcanion, Mega Venusaur, Curon Black. That's just Mega Venusaur, Volcanion with Milotic is a phenomenal fire, water, grass core.
Yeah, that's a disgusting core that's already takes a lot of prep going into a game.
And then he has Curon Black, Bisharp, and Gramble. Not that Gramble is the best fairy again, but that's also a pretty fucking solid Dragon Steel fairy core.
Yeah. It's gonna really come down. And like I said, I believe I remember in which interview that I said it's really gonna come down to the players.
Yeah, it really comes down, like,
because everyone
all the drafts in general are really freaking good this season. And it really just comes down to how the coach can use it. And if the team fits their playstyle.
Yeah.
Also with mine, it's me, but it's not me.
I get that.
I am bulky offense, but I feel like I have a little bit too much on one side. I can't really tell quite just yet, but I have a little bit too much on one side.
Yeah,
that's me.
I totally get that.
I look at it.
Yeah, I've drafted many teams in the past where it kind of fits my style, but not totally, and being unsure about it. But
one of the main ones for me that really stick out is, like, I don't really know quite what to do with this thing, are the mons of Weavile. I've actually never used Weavile properly before. There's Weavile. There is Gothitelle, because I'm not really familiar with Shadow Tag trapping.
Yeah.
And there's Slurpuff and Jolteon. Now, I know Jolteon does the same thing, but it's, like, I guess the limited move pool that you normally would run is a little bit too tight for, like, my playstyle.
Yeah, it's from what I'm gathering, you're very much into the versatility side that every mon.
I really like bulky offense with a lot of versatility,
Yeah.
saying, like, as you have Gudra, Greninja, Gothitelle, Emboar.
Yeah, all those mons can really do have a decent
They have a lot of roles they can play.
Yeah.
Which it makes me feel very comfortable using them because I can look at it my draft 1 week or my team building 1 week and be like, this week I'm really missing like a I need a physically offensive Pokemon with a good like special bulk. I can just like, oh, Gudra, just let me get a physical variant and slap on an Assault Vest, and that's a really bulky special one.
Oh yeah.
Or, for example, I can go, today I need a mixed wall. I just slap on Registeel, give it Stealth Rocks, give it, like, necessary moves, and then move on.
Yeah, and...
Or with Emboar, who can actually play defensively, proven by the Real Maril coach, Mega Mogwai, Bernardo, the Rocky Helmet Emboar to counter Rebound. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember that.
Like I said, I feel like also my draft, when you look at it, has a, I don't know how to explain it, a Mega Mogwai-ish touch to it from Season 6. Like
yeah.
Weavile, Gudra, Gothitelle.
Yeah, I do see that now looking at it and thinking to Miguel's draft.
Like, I want you to know that was never an intention. It was just ones who went well with each other in my eyes, and then I was like, oh shit, this is really Real Maril.
Yeah, I totally get that. But it's still
a pretty solid draft.
Oh, definitely. And seeing what you did last season when everyone kind of doubted some of your draft choices, yeah, I think you can definitely take advantage of that.
He picked what? It's a Rhydon, not a Rhyperior, because Rhyperior looks like a poop.
So, now going into my final question. Now that you won the championship last season, are there any... Oh, I don't want to say goals, because like, you already accomplished it.
I mean, there's always defending that.
Of course. 2 in a row. But are there any other predictions? Yeah. Are there any other predictions going into this season that you have?
Any like major prediction, as in like how far are we talking? Like who's gonna win this season?
Kind of like who's gonna win. Mon predictions, stuff like that.
MVP race and stuff like that.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Well, I see it like this. Volcanion is going to finish within top 10 of MVP race.
Ooh, okay.
I see that. I also see the winner of this season is going to be someone from the Moon Division. That's something that in my mind is going on.
Yeah.
And the last prediction is that, if I'm going to call it, like, I know this sounds pretty bad on my end with me wanting to defend my title and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I had to go with anyone, I think that the Pokeball match of MPL Season 3 will be either the Leeds, it's going to be either Leeds Rhyhorns or Baltimore Braviaries versus the Houston Megahorns.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that would be a very interesting matchup. And that would be a really good game and a close one as well.
Definitely.
All 3 of them are very good players and have very threatening teams.
They have very scary teams, and I'm just happy I don't play. Aura for like the cross matches. I play Sand and I play Blackthorn Frogadiers.
Yeah, that's a nice break for you.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy about that, but then again, I have my whole division to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge, but I think you can definitely pull it off.
I think I can do it.
So, any last comments you want to say in general?
Well, we're here, we're back. That's a point, that's gonna sting like hell. Thanks, Coin. But we're here to defend that title, and we're not gonna give in easily. We need to brush off this rust, and we'll be back kicking.
All right. Well, I thank you for joining me in this interview.
I thank you for taking your time to host it.
Thank you. And with that being said, good luck to you in this season, and let's see if you can pull off that repeat.
Let's see if we can do that.
All right. Thank you for joining me.
Goodbye, people.